Good morning. Hope everyone's having a productive start to 2019. I want to talk today just briefly about the pattern day trader rule. Another thing, it's kind of more specific to stock traders, but very important to understand, especially if you're thinking of making any foray into the world of day trading. The pattern day trader rule is very clear cut. It states that if your account has a balance of less than $25,000, you are only allowed to make 3 day trades in a given 5 trading day period. A day trade is defined as any position that is open and closed in one trading session. So if you buy some shares of a stock and then you sell those shares, even just a partial, even just a portion of the shares that you bought in the same trading session, that is considered one day trade. Pretty straightforward. The SEC implemented this because of the inherent risks associated with day trading and, to guard against new market entrants from over trading, which can always get you into trouble, especially when you're just starting out. Also wanted to mention a few kind of workarounds for this rule that are important to know as well. 3 in particular. Number 1 is foreign brokers. You'll see some people say that, oh, well, if you open an account with a broker that's offshore, you are not subject to the pattern day trader rule. That is correct. However, I would strongly advise against this. These are discount brokers. You really get what you pay for with these guys. Oftentimes, you get very poor executions. Not all stocks will be available to you to trade. Their platforms and customer service are not very reliable at all. You got to jump through a whole lot of hoops just to open an account. So I would strongly advise against this. I've heard a lot of horror stories with these offshore guys, especially if you're serious about, exploring day trading and all that it can provide. Another way to kind of work around the PDT rule is to just not make day trades. You make multiple day trades. In other words, if you open a position on Monday and then you sell that position or close that position on Tuesday, well, even though that's a very short time period, relatively speaking, it's not a day trade because it's not in the same session. A lot of times in the last hour of trading from 3 to 4 p.m. called power hour, there's a lot of volatility in the market. So, if you think there's this trend starting out and you think that the catalyst is good and the trend's going to continue into the next day, it might be a decent opportunity to buy some shares and then, sell them the next day into maybe a continuation. Or, if you think a stock is surging and it's going to crash the next day, maybe a good opportunity to short some shares into the end of the day and cover them the next day. So that's not by definition a day trade and will not count against you. So that is a very effective way to essentially sidestep the PDT rule. And the last one is to break up your account, break up your capital across multiple brokers. So let's say you have, you don't meet that $25,000 threshold. Maybe you have 15,000. Okay, so if I had 15,000, maybe I would put 5,000 of that in an E-Trade account and 10,000 in an Interactive Brokers account. So now I have 3 day trades available to me from each of those brokers. So now instead of having 3 day trades for a 5-day period, now I have 6. Okay, and also I get exposure to different brokers, different platforms. If I want to short stocks, maybe Interactive Brokers is going to have some shares available to short on a stock I want, whereas E-Trade might not. And if I had all my funds with E-Trade, I'd be shit out of luck. So, that is a very effective way to, again, kind of sidestep the PDT rule without, trying to use a shady broker or something like that. So, those are a few different ways to consider when you're first starting out, and you have to concern yourself with the pattern day trader rule. A lot of people, I think beginners especially, look at the PDT as a real hindrance and a real obstacle to success. Oh, I can't trade every day. But really, you should look at it as an opportunity to really fine-tune your strategy. You only have 3 day trades per week, essentially. So you got to really pick the best plays. You got to pick the absolute best setups to trade. So don't look at it as an obstacle. Look at it as an opportunity to fine-tune your strategy and pick the absolute best stocks to trade. So hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. Take care.